Hello, 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 Christmas Flixers. Welcome back to season 5 of Chicks on Christmas Flicks, where we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. I'm KL Brady, and I'm back again, guys. Christmas in July is here. I'm so excited. Yay! Let me tell you something. Nothing I love better than getting off of a rough day at work and laying down and watching me some Christmas in July in June, almost to be July, right? That's what we're going to cover this week. Christmas in July on the Hallmark channels. And it's not July. You gotta be happy about that. It's like we get a little extra. We get a little extra Christmas in July. Gotta love Hallmark. Gotta love the Hallmark channel. And I've got a lot of other news and some TV Christmas movie updates. And then I'm gonna run down the Christmas in July schedule for the Hallmark channel. Okay? Lots of good stuff coming up. Okay, quick update. Let me tell you something, guys. I need my prayer warriors out there for me to say a prayer that I make it through this week without catching a charge. For real. Please keep Carla out of jail for this week when she has to go into the office. Lord have mercy. I'm telling you what, I have a meeting that I am forced to attend, and it's gonna be interesting. I gotta be there today. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm seriously not looking forward to it. Other things I've had going on. Well, I had to finish my Christmas in July book, which I did get finished in time. It will be released tomorrow. I'm excited, just in time for Christmas in July. That was my plan, but I'm telling you, it was rough getting there. Thank goodness that I went through this process of decluttering my room and creating my my writing nook, which it is my Christmas book nook. It really is, because the color is cranberry, so it's kind of neat. I said I was going to post pictures of it, and honestly, I just got kind of tired and forgot about it until I got back online now. So after I get off this episode, I will go post a picture of it on Twitter, and you will be able to see it by searching hashtag Chicks on Christmas Flicks, and then you will see the picture there. Okay. The other news is I got my new windows installed. I have about 30 something windows, and I got 20 of them replaced. I have 2 patio doors and then a bunch of windows still to be replaced, right? But I'm doing it in phases, and I got the first phase done, which is good, right? That's good news. I'm glad I got that done. I'm happy. But I gotta tell you, they came on the hottest day of the year. It was 95 degrees outside, burning hot, bugs flying all in my house. I am not a bug person. I'm not an outdoors person. So to have bugs flying in my house, I was just genuinely not happy about that. But here's what I can say. Windows certainly make a big difference. So usually I would keep my thermostat in order for the house to feel cool. I would have to keep it on 70, 71, 72, really low. Now, since the windows are in, I can keep my thermostat on 76 or 77. And the air conditioner does not run as often. So I think I'm really going to be saving energy that way, where it's a reduction in the number of times that the unit actually has to run, and that I'm able to maintain a higher temperature in the house because there's less of the cool air that's escaping. So far, I feel a difference, physically feel a difference with windows. So here's my advice to you. If anybody's out there considering windows, here's one piece of advice that I will give you. If you're gonna get windows, order them in late winter so you get them installed in the spring, or late summer so you can get them installed in the fall. Let me just say that, because having your windows, even though it was one day, it's basically a 1 day installation, and they got all the windows in place the first day, and the second day they kind of came out, did the finished work and the trim and all that kind of stuff. But having gaping holes in your house when it's 95 degrees outside is not fun. Okay, so yes, it's a big expense. Windows are not cheap. I have big windows too. I don't even just have small, like normal size windows. Like I have very tall windows. So it's not like a cheap thing to do, but man, can I feel the difference. I cannot wait to run down Christmas in July coming up this Friday. And I mean, it's starting off with some really good fun stuff. Let's get to it. Anyway, like I said, today's show is centered on Christmas in July. Got a whole bunch more news and updates. But first things first, St. Nick shout outs. As always, I love to begin the show with my favorite tradition, and that is shouting out the listeners who take time to listen to the show week after week after week. And I have to tell you, like, I've got everybody's blood rushing from the first week of Christmas in July because my numbers are up this week. So I'm very excited. I'm like super duper excited. So today, again, I'm going to give you just the short St. Nick shout outs because I have so much material to cover. But during the Christmas in July, the actual when we get to the July season and they start showing the new Christmas movies, then I'm going to do a full episode, which will include the full St. Nick shout outs for the month of July. And then I'll pick it back up in October for Countdown to Christmas. Okay. So anyway, excited about the St. Nick shout outs today. As always, I pick 5 listener locations that I give some big love to. And I don't know who you are, but I know where you live. So let's break it down. All right, number 1 on my list today for St. Nick shout outs is Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, Illinois, thank you for joining the show and listening. I'm so excited to have you. Number 2, Guntersville, Alabama. Guntersville, Alabama. Thank you for joining Guntersville, Alabama. Number 3, London, England. You guys know where that is. London, England. Thank you so much, Londoners, for joining the show. Number 4, South Bend, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana. I think I've been in Indiana one time. I actually had to go through it to go to Chicago, I think. And yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't there long, but it was just a pass through. But I used to live in Ohio, like really close to the border with Indiana. So how about that? And so number 5 is Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona. I know I have, family in that area. I have family in Arizona, and I think they're in the Phoenix area. But so I'm just glad to have Tucson on board. I don't know if part of my family lives in Tucson. If that's you listening, thank you for listening. But if it's not you listening, thank you anyway. I appreciate you joining the show. All right, now it's time. Listen, I got some news today. I got some scoop today. All right, so now it's time for some ho, ho, ho holiday headlines. All right, so let's get started with this. In today's episode of Old News is New News to Me, right? It's old news, but it's new news to me. Ryan Paevy is taking a break from acting. Do you hear what I'm saying? You know how many Hallmark movies this guy has been in. I mean, just incredible. But the reason totally catches me off guard, and that he's been so vocal about it. But you know what? Here's what I believe. I believe everybody is entitled to their story. They are entitled to feel any kind of way they want to feel about things that have happened to them, and they can express it any kind of way, right? Sometimes you're just surprised about it because, historically, people in, Hallmark shows or whatever, they've been very hush hush quiet about things that have happened to them. It kind of comes out later, kind of seeps out. But he kind of just was very open about the stuff that has happened to him anyway. So, Paevy, he starred in more than 15 Hallmark. And he revealed that he's taken a hiatus from acting in a series of social media messages from April 9th. April 9th. Now, life was crazy. I was crazy. Work was crazy. So I was not like watching the news as much as I should have. So maybe they have like kind of republished this information, so it kind of popped up recently. But yeah, this is crazy. So the 39-year-old actor shared that he has always been an open book and one who speaks his mind truthfully and directly, right? And it's unfortunately that we live in a world where social media makes it very easy to twist one's word. Now, to say one's, that is so a Ryan Paevy thing to say. I've had many years, this is him, quote, I've had many years of smooth sailing and am very lucky to be able to say that, but the waters have been much more rougher in the last year or so, he continued. I know I'm not unique in this. No, dude, you are not unique in that. It seems nearly everyone in Hollywood or not is going through troubled times to some degree. Yes, we can all relate to troubled times. And if you can't relate, you're getting ready to be able to relate. Yes, at some point, you're going to be going through it, right? But anyway, I've had bank accounts hacked, money embezzled, investments stolen, things like that. Can you believe that? While difficult, those things he can recover. He says, I can recover from the financial stuff. But after all that, listen to this. My mother was diagnosed with lung cancer. Lord have mercy. There is nobody more than me who understands what happens when you find out your mother is sick. Sick. He said, I left Los Angeles to be closer to her and feel the need to devote more of my time, energy, and resources closer to home. Hello. I completely understand that. Sadly, he says, no word of a film. I may take 2024 off from filming unless it's a project with friends. So he goes on to say some other stuff. The last 8 months of my life in this industry have left a pretty bitter taste in my mouth, and I need some time away from a world so full of fake friends and empty promises. I'm weary. Let me tell you something. I have been there. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. During the Christmas vacation, I was exactly where he is right now. The only thing I can say about it is you do make it through. As long as you hang in there, you make it through. And I said a lot of prayers and listened to a lot of gospel music and I had to get my spirit together because Lord, that was some heavy times to go through. But so on the upside, he says, I have found another fulfilling creative endeavor in an outdoor apparel company, Fortunate Wanderer, and have plans to expand it, begin adventuring more, and share those adventures in the hopes that we will all remain connected. And I will share more about that once I myself have a clear picture of how to do it. I know this was a lot, but I wanted you all to hear it directly from me. Thank you so much for sharing this journey with me, and here's hoping there's more ahead for all of us. So that is it. So if I recall from the article that I read, and I have to go back so I can source it for the people, I'll send it out with the source. If I remember correctly, they were saying that he is going into this outdoor apparel company venture with his little brother. The little brother already runs the place apparently, and I think he's going to join his little brother in this shop. So all I can say is this: I understand, Ryan, and I wish you the best of luck in your new. I understand taking a break. Lord, I wish I could. I wish I could take a break, from the stuff that's, really getting to me, and just deal with the stuff that makes me happy all the time. So truly, it's a blessing for him to be able to do that. I hope he understands that's a blessing. But I truly hope that everything works out, and that we do see him after he's had some time off, that he comes back to Hallmark, or, come back to Christmas movies, at least, right? That's what I care about, the Christmas movies. All right, so in the next piece of news, we have a death in the Paevy Christmas movie family. A producer, Jonathan Axelrod, passed away in his sleep. Let me tell you something, guys. Tomorrow is not promised. You do not know when the end will come for any of us. We know our birth date. We do not know our death date, right? We do not know when it's all over. For some of them, it could be of us, it could be in the next 5 minutes. For some people, the next 5 months. For some, the next 5 years. For some, the next 50 years, whatever. But whatever it is, tomorrow is not promised. So just keep that. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, Jonathan Axelrod was the son of famed screenwriter George Axelrod, who wrote classic movies including Breakfast at Tiffany's, one of my absolute favorite movies. Very quirky. Like, I love quirky characters, quirky movies. If that wasn't quirky, I don't know. It's like if you look up quirky characters in the movies, if you look it up in the dictionary, Breakfast at Tiffany should be right there, right? So George Axelrod, father of passed away actor, also wrote Bus Stop, and the son is the son of is the godson of the legendary Lauren Bacall, according to Garrison's Facebook post. Axelrod grew up around filmmaking, but made a name for himself in television, opposed to his father, who made feature films, right? Among the rom-coms and Christmas movies he produced were Carrie's A Christmas Melody. So now we know, I don't know about you, I love that one. That was Lacey Chabert and Brennan Elliott. And that was Mariah Carey, right? He's also done 2 Murder, She Baked movies with Allison Sweeney. Coming Home for Christmas, starring Danica McKellar. Do you guys remember that one with Neil? I can't remember his last name. I want to say his name's Neil. Is it Bledsoe? I can't remember. But you know that guy, the cute English guy, right? Or at least he spoke with an English accent. So I really enjoyed that movie, Coming Home for Christmas. And then he did 16 garage sale mystery movies. I mean, that's a lot of movies he did with Lori McLaughlin. So, that's a lot. So, rest in peace to Jonathan Axelrod. He's got serious history there. So, in the next piece of news, you will love to hear this. A movie that I am sure that we are all anxiously awaiting is either filming or just finished filming. 3 Wiser Men and a Boy. You know that one, right? The sequel, right? So apparently there is some concern by the cast and crew, by the cast, I think, about this, the sequel getting the sequel curse, meaning that, the expectations are so high for this movie that as a sequel that it won't do as well as the original. Personally, Hallmark to me has done really well with sequels. I will name one of my favorites is The 9 Kittens of Christmas, which after all those years that, spanned between the time 2014 and 2023, it was like 9 years. And they came back and they just knocked that out of the park for me. So that's one that kind of sits in my mind as an example for how they can really do a sequel well. A sequel of a beloved movie really, really well. So that's what I'm holding out for Three Wiser Men and a Boy. But anyway, so Andrew Walker is the one who is talking about this movie, and let me tell you a few of his quotes that I saw recently about this film. One, he mentioned, "This film was a huge undertaking. We aimed to deliver something truly special for the fans, and I believe we surpassed our own expectations." So they finished filming. It's filled with the same heart, humor, and charm as the original, and then some. Rest assured, we've included plenty of references to all the beloved moments that fans will appreciate. So, they're really getting me hyped to see this. According to Walker, the upcoming film will feature a mix of familiar and fresh dances. So remember the whole dance routine in there, in the middle of there where they did it? I mean, honest to goodness, that was like my favorite part of the movie. So apparently in the new movie, they're going to do like a fresh set of dances and stuff, along with some memorable songs from the first movie. With a perfect blend of humor and heartfelt moments, this movie is truly amazing. Again, from Walker. He also said that the ambitious movie was filmed in many different locations, taking viewers on quite the trip. Now, that's going to be really, really new, because remember the last one's pretty much filmed between the aunt's house and the house, their house. And on their street, maybe the grocery store, maybe like a local Christmas fair. I mean, there's not a lot of locations in that film. So that will be taking like a big trip with this one. I'm really excited to see that one. Walker promises dancing in the 2022 movie has left fans ecstatic. The trio's whimsical dance routine, which went viral, was loosely choreographed and even recreated in Christmas Con 2023. I'm sorry, I gotta see I gotta go to Christmas Con one time and see that. I mean, that's gotta be like a bucket list for me. That really should be like an annual thing for me. I don't know what I'm gonna make the annual thing though. If I'm gonna make this thing in Kansas City the annual thing that I go to when they open up the Christmas experience outside of Hallmark, I feel like that really should be my annual thing. Or if I should go to Christmas Con, where I could kind of see all the Christmas movie stars no matter what network they're on. So we'll see. Yeah, I wish I could do it all. Here, it's really about time, right? It's really about time. All right, so the next piece of news is Disney Plus, The Santa Claus, the series, it's coming back again, okay? And Disney Plus has given the fans a proper look at the second season, including an introduction to Eric Stonestreet's Mad Santa. The Christmas series follows on from Disney Santa Claus movie franchise, with Tim Allen returning as the titular festive icon as he tries to find a replacement while planning retirement. However, season 2 will see his incarnation of Father Christmas come face to face with former version Magnus Antus, who took on the Santa mantle in the 14th century. Let me tell you something. Magnus Antus looks a little scary. If I watch that, believe me, it'll be in the middle of the daytime, because he sure look a little scary to me. I'm just saying. All right, so then the next piece of news I have to talk about, I bragged, I think it was my first season doing this show. I talked about Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas. It's like one of my favorite Christmas movies now, and now it's become a tradition for me to watch it every year on Roku. It's on Roku, it's free, you can get it. It is based on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which was a movie which was a TV show on NBC for a year. I didn't even hear about it until it got picked up on Roku. But anyway, so I think there's 2 seasons of it on Roku, and then there's this Christmas movie. And I have to tell you, this Christmas movie, I love it. Anyway, the star of it, Jane Levy, is pregnant with her first baby. So, like I said, you guys know how much I love that movie. Still one of my favorites. I'm so excited that she's having a baby, and apparently she's having it like with a co-star from something that she was in anyway. So they make an adorable couple, and I'm very excited for them. So I will be tracking when the baby pops. I can't wait for that. And then this last piece of news, I don't know if this is Christmassy or not, but man, it was news to me, was Amazon Prime is going to start filming a series. Now, to me, it reminds me a little bit of The Chosen. I don't know if anybody watches The Chosen. I am a faithful watcher of The Chosen, which basically follows the human life of Jesus Christ, right? So, but I love it. And if you haven't seen it yet, you gotta check it out. It's on Netflix, it's on Amazon Prime. I think on Netflix you can see like the first season. On Amazon Prime you can see up to the first 3 seasons. And if you get the Chosen app, you can see all 4 seasons, right? But anyway, so Amazon Prime is picking up The House of David. It tells the story of the ascent of the biblical icon David, who eventually becomes the most famous king of Israel. The series follows the once mighty king, Saul, as he falls victim to his own pride. At the direction of God, the prophet Samuel anoints an unlikely outcast outcast teenager as the new king. As Saul loses his power over his kingdom, David finds himself on a journey to discover and fulfill his destiny, navigating love, loss, and violence in the court of the very man he's destined to replace. For one leader to rise, another must fall. A synopsis reads. Let me tell you something. I cannot wait to see that one. I really, I'm just hoping, maybe beyond hope, that they follow kind of in the footsteps of The Chosen as they kind of plot this out. You know, I want to see it. I'm very excited. I'm going to watch it no matter what. But if it follows The Chosen, I will probably get very hooked on it very quickly. All right. So now it is time to get some Christmas movie news going. All right. So the first piece of news is Mario Lopez and family. They finished wrapping up their upcoming movie, Once Upon a Christmas Wish for Great American Family. So I think on a previous episode, maybe the first or the second episode, I talked to you guys about Mario like showing pictures of this on Instagram. I think it was that he posted movies when he was filming this Christmas movie. Well, now we've got a few more details about it. The movie Once Upon a Christmas Wish is about the old Christmas list to Santa that started to come true as an adult when Lopez's character was a kid. Lopez teased of the film, which is set to premiere on the Wet Network Thanksgiving weekend. So Thanksgiving weekend, we're going to get our Mario movie on the Great American Family channel. And we're singing in it and dancing in it. And my wife's awesome in it. So Lopez's wife is going to be acting in it and singing and apparently dancing in it. And she's singing and dancing a lot. It's fun and it's got lots of funny moments. And I'm really proud of the way it turned out. It's got lots of heart. The film is truly a family affair as the pair's eldest son, Dominique, makes an appearance as well. He does a great job too, Mario Gush. So sometimes they're all included in the act. Like I want to say on Lifetime he had his daughter in it, and so this one he's got one of his sons or his son in it. I don't know how many kids he has really, but anyway, I just found that interesting. I'm not sure if I talked about this before, but if I did, y'all forgive me. I couldn't remember all the movies that I talked about before and meant to talk about but didn't talk about. So I'm going to just talk about them and make sure that I have talked about them. All right, so Hallmark has another movie coming up this season called 5 Gold Rings. Now, I just want to mention that I have a book called 5 Golden Rings, but it is nothing like the plot of this. Completely different, just saying. But I just wanted to toss out that I have a book called 5 Golden Rings, and there is something in the story that ties into the title. That's all I will tell you. Not going to tell you any more than that, though. Anyway, so 5 Gold Rings. Hallmark has added yet another Christmas project to its lineups. The TV movie is scheduled to start filming in Winnipeg, Manitoba on July 8th. So coming up, not next week, but the week after, right? The cast and crew of the romantic drama are currently under wraps. The plot revolves around Audrey Moss, a burgeoning visual artist in Manhattan who leads a hectic life. Following the recent passing of her beloved grandmother Molly, she returns to her quaint hometown of Cold Spring, Minnesota. So from Manhattan to Cold Spring, Minnesota. Her mission is to assist her mother, Kay, in winding down the family business, a popular antique store. Molly had a passion for discovering lost objects and jewelry, delighting in returning these treasures to their rightful owner and witnessing their joy. The sleuth-like hobby created a special bond between Molly and Audrey. Further, in the narrative, it is revealed that Molly left Audrey one final adventure to return 5 lost treasures she had found all before Christmas. Audrey enlists the help of Finn, her former childhood friend and private investigator, making him the perfect partner for this quest. As they embark on this heartwarming journey, you can only imagine what happens. Not only do they succeed in returning the lost treasures, but Audrey discovers a growing attraction to Finn, of course, that she hadn't realized before. The festive season, her life journey, is filled with rediscovery, romance, and the magic of Christmas. Gotta love it, gotta love it, gotta love it. That sounds amazing. All right, then we got another one coming from Hallmark, Trivially True Christmas. This is in the Hallmark holiday lineup, which will start filming in Eastern Connecticut. Written by Christine Garver and Stephanie Jackson, the television film unfolds at a Vermont university. As winter break nears, excitement builds for the annual Christmas bar trivia tournament when astronomy professor Celeste teams up with a football team's new offensive coordinator, Max. They find an unexpected connection, teaching the former that life's surprises are more important than always being right. Gotta love that. I mean, that sounds like a perfect Christmas movie. I look forward to that one. And then check this out. Let me say, so Christmas on Cherry Lane last year, I think everybody can agree, like that landed in everybody's top 10, if not top 5. I think it was in my top, I want to say it was in my top 5. I know it was in the top 10. Anyway, so Hallmark has greenlit 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 follow-up films to Christmas on Cherry Lane. The second film in this series, Christmas on Cherry Lane number 2, will begin filming in late June in the lower mainland British Columbia in Canada, right? The principal photography for the 3rd installment is scheduled to start in late July, with the 4th installment kicking off production in late August. Now, let me tell you something. I cannot wait for that because I really did love Christmas on Cherry Lane. That had a nice little twist. That was one of those movies where you literally could not get up from the screen until the movie was over. Otherwise, you were going to miss something and it was going to throw you completely off, like it did me. I had to watch it twice in order to catch what I missed the first time. And I couldn't blink and didn't walk away. All right, the next one, another Hallmark movie. I mean, we're getting a lot of news about Hallmark movies this year. Christmas by the Yard, a new Hallmark movie about Christmas, football, and family is in the works. Hallmark has greenlit the production of Christmas by the Yard. It's set to begin filming in Kansas City, Missouri in July 2024. So coming up next month. The cast and crew involved with the project are yet to be declared. The heartwarming film will introduce us to a passionate fourth-generation football fan whose love for the game compels her to try and win the prestigious Fan of the Year award. I'm very excited about that. I love football. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but I'm a huge football fan. So I've gotten away from it for the last couple of years, but slowly but surely I've been sucked back in. By the end of last season, like I was all in. So I fully expect, like I did in past years, when we're in training camp, I'm going to be locked to my TV, watching training camp and watching all the news programs about all the new football players and who's doing what where. Yes, that's going to consume quite a bit of my life. But of course, you know, number one to my heart is always going to be Christmas movies. Okay. My next Hallmark movie is Hallmark My Sweet Holiday has also been filmed in Kansas City, along with Christmas by the Yard, and another movie, the Hall of Famer Sarah Plain and Tall. Okay, so I'm excited. We've got 3 movies coming out of Kansas City, the home of Hallmark, this year. All right. Let's see what else is new. What do we have? Okay, so I think that's it. I'm going to take a quick break, but I'll be right back to talk about the lineup for the next for June 28th, Christmas in July on the Hallmark Channel.
Now available for pre-order, are you looking for the perfect romantic comedy to help you find your calling and renew your faith in Christmas magic this holiday season? Look no further than The Nick Before Christmas, a heartwarming story about one woman's journey to her second act and back to her first love. Nikki Wright is ready to celebrate the big 5-0 for Christmas in July, but a hot flash leads her to a sobering realization. Her life has hit rock bottom. Her successes, the home and the car, feel empty. Her vision board has been a waste of time, her job is unfulfilling, and she's mulling over a proposal from Smith, who she's certain she doesn't like. The best day of her life spirals into the worst. During a near-death experience, a meeting with her guardian angel presents Nikki with an ultimatum. Either go to heaven or return to Earth and find her second act by Christmas Eve. If she doesn't succeed, her future's bleak. Her life will be filled with days no better than the worst. With only a few months to make her dreams come true, can Nikki achieve her second act and rekindle an old flame with Jordan to have the Christmas of her dreams? The Nick Before Christmas delivers unforgettable moments of self-discovery and romance. It's an enchanting story of love, hope, and faith that will fill your heart with joy this Christmas season.
And welcome back to Chicks on Christmas Flicks. Okay, now it's time to break down the schedule for the first few days of Christmas in July, starting on June 28th on the Hallmark Channel. Okay, now Merry Movie Week. Of course, we all know Merry Movie Week started June 21st, and that's going to run through the first week. The first official start of Christmas in July on the Hallmark is the 28th, as I said. Now, what's going to happen is this. For the weekend, it's going to be 24/7, right? For the first weekend, at least for the first weekend. Now, I couldn't get past the first couple of weeks to see into the first weekend if the next weekend is actually going to be 24/7 too. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably have that in my next episode. But at least for the first weekend, we're going to get 24/7 movies, right? And then Monday through Friday, the movies are going to run. Christmas movies are going to run from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. with regular programming taking up the other hours, right? So we're only getting we're not getting 24/7 Christmas movies, but we're getting a lot of Christmas movie, okay? So basically from 1 to 9, we're going to have regular programming, which is going to include the Golden Girls, which is going to include Cheers and Frasier and Reba, okay? And, pretty much as long as I don't miss Reba, I'm good. So anyway, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here, what's coming up for the whole month. But Hallmark Mysteries will be returning to its regularly scheduled programming beginning, I think, late June 28th or that Saturday, which is the June 29th, right? But during the first week of the Christmas in July on Hallmark, we're going to have the fan favorite marathon. So there's really going to be a lot of fan favorites playing for that first weekend and then the following week. So I'm just we're going to get into the actual lineup because, I have to set my DVR. I've already set my DVR. What I'm going to get back in recordings for my DVR. So I'm telling you ahead of time so that you can plan ahead to either sit by your TV or set your DVR. All right. So Friday, June 28th on the Hallmark Channel at 8 p.m. Christmas movies start at 8 p.m. Okay. What's coming on June 28th? One, An Unexpected Christmas. We know that's Tyler Hines and that's Bethany Joy Lynn's My Christmas Friend in My Head. Haul Out the Holly with Lacey Chabert. Boom. That's going to be following right up. So I think that takes us to like midnight, right? 'Tis the Season to Be Merry with Rachel Lee Cook. Noel Next Door. We gotta love Corey Sevier in Noel Next Door. Navigating Christmas. A Christmas Cookie Catastrophe. This is Saturday. Christmas by Design. A Cozy Christmas Inn. The one from Full House, the girl, Jodie Sweetin. Yes, it took me a minute, but I got there. And then Christmas Getaway. Now that is one of my favorites. That's Bridget Regan, I think, plays in that one. Flipping for Christmas, Ashley Newborough. That was one of the ones that came out last year with Ashley Newborough. I love that one. Crown for Christmas, that's Danica McKellar. I used to have that on my DVR. I deleted it at some point, but I did like it. The Sweetest Christmas, Lacey Chabert. Falling Like Snowflakes, that's the new one. So, that's like an 8 o'clock movie, right? And then Cross Country Christmas would be like the 10 o'clock movie. So, Sunday, Christmas Next Door, right? I love Fiona. Fiona's in that movie, Christmas Next Door. That's one of my favorites. Christmas in Evergreen, Letters to Santa. That's Jill Wagner. The Mistletoe Secret. That's the country singer. What's her face? The blonde one. You know what I'm talking about? Blonde country singer. Like, that narrows it down. But you know what I'm talking about. On this channel, there's not a whole lot of them. She's the really cute one. I just can't remember her name. She came from the music competition. Her name's just not coming to me. Sorry. I'm completely blanked out. The Christmas Cottage. Merritt Patterson. Love her. Next Stop Christmas. Sunday at 8 a.m. I don't care what I do the rest of that weekend. Sunday at 8 a.m. I am going to be sitting next to my TV. I love Next Stop Christmas, and I think I've actually set that to record. Okay, the next is A Royal Christmas. That's Lacey Chabert, right? Christmas Made to Order. Alexa Penavega, right? Coyote Creek Christmas, right? Ryan Paevy's in that one. We just talked about him. Picture a Perfect Christmas. That's another Merritt Patterson. And then A Biltmore Christmas. we know Christopher Palaha, and my best Christmas friend in my head, Bethany Joy Lentz. So I'm excited about that lineup. Then Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater. You know, Ashley Williams is my girl. I love that one. And then Niall Mater's in that one as well. So yeah, 2 favorites in that one. Monday. Okay, now that was for the weekend. That's a lot of good stuff that weekend. I'm sorry. That's a weekend where you could pretty much lock in and just sit next to your TV. Okay, so Monday we get back to the regular program. Like I told you, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. the movie starts. So the movie ends at 1 a.m. Okay, so starting Monday, we got Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe. We know Lacey Chabert's in that. Sense, Sensibility, and Snowmen. That's the Kimberly Susted, who I love, and Aaron Krakow, right? A Very Merry Mix-Up, Alicia Witt, right? A magical Christmas Village, right? Marlo Thomas was in this with Allison. The Holiday Sitter, my man Jonathan Bennett, right? A Fabled Holiday, that's Ryan Paevy again, and Brooke D'Orsay. The Secret Gift of Christmas. I had to remember this was one I complained about. Like, I had to go back and look at it because I had to remember how much I complained about it. The girl from Chesapeake Shores is in this one. The one with the dark hair, the star of Chesapeake Shores. I can't remember her name right now. You guys will have to forgive me. But I remember this movie was like a gift wrap Christmas on Lifetime. And I think, personally, that A Gift Wrap Christmas is actually a better movie than this one. And they were so similar, it was ridiculous. I won't say any more about that, but A Gift Wrap Christmas to me is the better movie. Christmas at the Plaza. This is another Ryan Paevy movie. We just talked about his 15 movies on Hallmark. I think they're showing a lot of them over this first week. Okay. Christmas at the Plaza. Then at 11 p.m., Checking It Twice. We know Kevin McGarry played in that one with the girl from the Ghost of Christmas Past. Ghost of Christmas Always, right? So that's why I love that movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I think I have my DVR set to record that one again. Tuesday starts out with The Christmas House. Where Are You Christmas? Which is like Rescuing Christmas. I have to just say, Rescuing Christmas to me is the better movie. Christmas with a Kiss. The Christmas Class Reunion. I had to love that one. I can't remember my girl's name, but I love her. She was in the Once Upon a Christmas Miracle. The star of that is the star of Christmas Class Reunion. I just can't remember her name right now. The Most Colorful Time of the Year. I think Christopher Russell is in that one. The Santa Summit with Hunter King. Love that one. That's one of my favorites. It's already on my DVR, so I didn't have to record it. Catch Me If You Claus is coming on. Holiday Road. Now that was a good one. I never thought, I thought it was going to be too dramatic and too sad for me, but I really enjoyed that movie. Holiday Road's good. Wednesday, Christmas Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses. That has Jill Wagner. Okay. The Ghost of Christmas Always. Love that movie. I absolutely love that movie. I think I have that set to record on my DVR. My Southern Family Christmas. Christmas with the Darlings with Katrina Law. Love it. The Royal Nanny is absolutely turned out to be one of my most absolute favorite movies that has Rachel Skarsten in it. Christmas Island, the next year's movie with her in it, with Rachel Skarsten in it. So that's kind of back to back, a double movie marathon of Rachel Skarsten, but I love her in that movie. They should have brought the other one back with her and Trevor Donovan. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Anyway, let's get to, and then we have, after Christmas Island, we have On the 12th Date of Christmas. You know, that's one of my favorites. I had to re-record that, was on my DVR that I lost. And Christmas by Starlight comes on, although I still have that on my DVR from when I recorded it. I think for Friday. Thursday, we've got A Nashville Christmas Carol, Christmas Waltz, Lacey Chabert, A Small Town, Long Lost Christmas at 1 p.m. Then we have A Small Town Christmas with Ashley Newborough. Then we have A Veterans Christmas. Now, this was just the lineup this past Sunday on the Hallmark Mystery Channel. It feels like they just kind of moved it over here. Except they followed A Small Town Christmas and A Veterans Christmas with My Christmas Guide on Hallmark Mysteries. On this one, they're going to follow with one of my absolute favorite movies, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. I love that one with Henry Winkler, and the other Brooke. I can't remember her name right now. The 9 Lives of Christmas. Let me tell you something. My DVR automatically deleted 9 Lives. That was the first movie that I put on my DVR in 2014, and somehow it got automatically deleted. I didn't delete it myself. I would never delete it myself. It was deleted and I couldn't get it back. But now I'm putting it back on my DVR. So I'm excited to get that back on my DVR. The 9 Lives of Christmas, absolutely one of my all-time favorite classic Hallmark movies. And then after that comes A Christmas Melody, as we just talked about with Mariah Carey, Lacey Chabert, and Brennan Elliott. Okay, Friday we have The 9 Kittens of Christmas, my grown-up Christmas list with one of our favorite Hallmark couples in it. The Perfect Christmas Present, which normally plays on Hallmark Mysteries, but they're putting it on the Hallmark Channel. Sealed with a List. I love that movie so much. So I can't wait to see that one. A Very Merry Bridesmaid, Christmas at Castle Heart, another Lacey Chabert. She is truly the queen of the Hallmark Christmas Now. And Falling Like Snowflakes. Now that is the premiere movie. I'm excited to watch that. That's got Rebecca Dalton, and she was recently, I think, in Tip Line Murders or something with Chris McNally. And so Rebecca Dalton and Mark Rosner are playing in this one. So I'm going to recap and review that one as the first new movie of Christmas in July. I'm really excited to see that one. And then after Falling Like Snowflakes, we have Time for Us to Come Home for Christmas. And I'm even sorry, but that is as far as my TV guide would let me go. So stay tuned for next week where we will cover hopefully the next 2 weeks of Christmas in July, and that I will talk to you about any other Christmas movie news that comes out in the meantime. So that's going to do it for today. Please stay tuned. Check out my daily top 3 picks. I know I've kind of been off of my schedule over the weekend, but I am going to pick it up starting tomorrow. So hopefully by the time you hear this, you'll start seeing my top 3 again. Thank you to my music and show editor, Will B. He created all the custom music for this show. He's at Wildcard Music, and you can find his IG page in the show notes. Until next time, remember, at Chicks on Christmas Flicks, we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Please don't forget to subscribe. Leave a review on your favorite platform. Anywhere. Just leave a review. Just say, hey, like it, listen, whatever. You don't have to leave anything long. Just something to let me know you folks are out there listening. And tell your Christmas movie loving friends about this show. Speaking of reviews, now in the show notes, there is a fan mail link. Well, that's a new feature by Buzzsprout that if you send, you can send personal messages to me that will come in through the app on my phone. So if you want to ever send a note, a note to me about the show, you have a question about a Christmas movie that's coming out, you want me to answer anything, you want me to broadcast the note on the show, whatever, just shoot me a note. Now you can shoot me a note just by listening in the just by checking out the comment section, right, of this in the show notes for this episode. And that's a new feature, so that's going to be there in every single show. Anyway, so please don't forget to tell your Christmas movie loving friends about the show. Where can you find us? I'm so happy you asked. Podcast platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. You can find out more about the show in the link in the show notes. You can follow us on Twitter at Chicks Christmas Flicks. That's CHS Christmas FLX. That's on Twitter. That's on IG. Okay? Either one, that's where you can find me. Thank you guys so much for listening in. And I cannot wait. I'm coming back next week with more good news, reviews, and happy movie Christmas news. Thank you for listening.